One thing about me is that I love sports. I played sports all throughout high school. I played baseball, slow pitch, badminton, volleyball, basketball. And I took part in a few track and field sports, such as like shot put, and discus. And I loved sports. That was like my thing in high school. I actually was really interested in sports more so than school. I loved school for the socialization aspect. Obviously, I love to talk. But that was mainly what my high school consisted of. It was great. You know, I graduated in 1994. So, you know, in the 90s, early 90s, it was all about sports in high school and socializing. I wasn't much of a partier. I wasn't part of the popular group. I was friends with everybody. Like I was friends with, you know how there's cliques in high school. I don't want to sound like derogatory, but there's different cliques in high school. I was friends with all of those people. I was nice to everybody. I didn't consider myself to be like part of any group per se. I obviously had a best friend. We were joined at the hip, but that was mainly my high school growing up, and I absolutely loved sports. So continuing on after high school, I was part of fastball, and which is like slow pitch, but with faster pace. And so I was part of that team actually for probably 3 or 4 years. I was part of the fast pitch team, and that was through, like, I was in college for a year, and then I just continued playing with them year after year, and I loved that. And then I switched over to slow pitch, which was like a co-ed slow pitch league that I played for a number of years actually, and that was the one sport that I kind of continued on after high school. I would do like drop-in centers, like for volleyball, badminton. I played a lot, like with my girls growing up. They were on badminton teams, and so I did play a lot of that. But as far as like an organized sports, it was mainly fastball and then slow pitch. However, the last time that I played slow pitch was probably about 10 years ago, and I actually had quite an incident. We still don't know what happened, but I hit the ball, and I was running from first. I was running home, I hit the ball, ran to first, realized that it hasn't been caught yet, so I continued on going to second, and somewhere between first and second base, I passed out. I thought when I came to, because I didn't brace myself, I completely fell on my face, suffered from a concussion, and when I woke up, I thought that it was like the next person behind me, and I got hit by a line drive is what I thought happened, but it didn't happen. I just passed out completely running from first to second. I did a whole bunch of tests. Nothing actually came out of any of those tests. I got rushed by the ambulance to the hospital, and nothing became of it. So that kind of stopped it wasn't a career by any means, but it was just for fun. I was part of a team and I loved it. But after that incident, I actually stopped playing. I did get hit as well a couple times with a line drive. I usually played shortstop or third, and I did, because it was co-ed, and I got hit by a line drive in my shin once. No bounce, it was some guy, direct line drive right to the shin, and got a bruised bone from that. Like, I had a lot of injuries. Obviously, I was getting older. I wasn't I was 17 when I graduated, so I wasn't 16, 17 years old anymore. I was literally like 30. So that kind of ended my career. Like I said, it wasn't a career, but with slow pitch. And I continued on with golf. I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick up golf. I golfed a few times, nothing major, wasn't part of any league, nothing whatsoever, but I golfed quite a bit. I got involved. I was actually asked to join a women's league probably about 6 years ago now, I would say, and literally the best time of my life. Had so much fun. Our team was very new, we were just kind of getting into golf. Like I said, I'm an average golfer. I wouldn't say I'm definitely pro by any means, My drive is very, very good, but then my short game is absolutely horrible. But I still love the game. Like golfing with girls and being part of like a women's league, like I just love it because I love sports so much growing up, and I really liked that like as a team feeling. So joined a golf league. They had asked me, I joined part of that for like probably 5 years, and then COVID happened, so we weren't doing that. And then last year I think it got started again. However, Jimmy's surgery, like we didn't know when that was going to happen, so I said, you know what, I'm not going to join the team because, you know, Jimmy's surgery is going to be happening. We're not sure when, but I don't want to commit because it is expensive to be part of a women's league. You golf once a week, and I was like, I'm not going to commit to that because I'm not sure when Jimmy's surgery will be. So I didn't golf last year. And then this year, I also didn't golf for the simple fact that Jimmy was getting surgery. And I didn't know how long his recovery was going to be. And like I said, it's like about $700-800 for the season for golf. Well worth it, don't get me wrong. However, I just wasn't sure on how much I would be there and be part of the team. But Jimmy is now fully recovered. But what they've done, actually, they're so nice. Like these people that are on my team are friends of mine. And they always ask me to fill in if somebody can't make it, especially throughout the summer when people go on holidays and there's 4 on a team. I don't know if they have 4 or 5, but sometimes they have 5 like as a fill-in. They might only have 4 this year, but they had asked me for a few dates already in June to fill in. So that is where I'm going tonight. I fill in today, and then also again, I think it's the 20th that I also will be filling in. But you know, they're so special to me, and I am so grateful that they think of me and they ask me to come out and join them. Like, it's definitely not for my skills, but it's just nice to go out and be social with women again. I even said to Jimmy before I left the house, it's so weird because I don't have that anymore. And I've said on this channel when I first retired last April that was the one thing that I miss, and I still miss it. I just don't have time to be part of groups. Like, I know there's groups out there that get together once a week, or coffee or walking groups or what have you. There's tons of those. I just don't have the time to commit to something like that right now. But I love it that they think of me and fill in, and that I'm going to be part of like a team and get to see all my girlfriends again, because a couple of them are good friends that I do see. You know, my nail tech is one of them, and I see her quite often, but the other ones I don't see all that much. One actually used to work, well, she still works there, but Jimmy does not, but works with Jimmy kind of, and so they would see each other, but I don't see a lot of people anymore. So I'm really excited to go and do that. But I also wanted to mention, you guys, that there is another sale with Perfect Keto, but it is a sale with their Superreds. Becoming a member, you will save 40% on their subscription. So I have not tried the Superreds because it does contain fish in it. So that was the one thing that I actually gave it away. I did a giveaway on my channel when I did receive it as a PR package, but I wasn't able to try it. But I've heard a lot of good feedback, especially for summertime, and that it's like really good as far as getting all your nutrients in, and during the summer making like a fun summer drink out of it. So if you do sign up, I will leave the link down in the description. You will receive 40%. That's a huge savings off of their subscription for the Superreds. So once again, I will leave the link down below. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Like, every time I get an email when somebody uses my code, and I just think it, you know, there's times, and I'm sure everybody goes through this, there's times where I just feel so grateful. Like today going golfing, I feel so grateful that those ladies think of me and still consider me part of the team, even though I don't pay to go and golf today. I'm not part of the team. I'm not part of the league, but they still think of me to say, hey, Janet, you know, we're short a person. Would you love to come and golf? And I'm so grateful for that. And same with all of my friends on here that use my code, like with Built Bars or with Redmond's Real Salt And with the Perfect Keto, I get notified when people use my code, and I am so grateful for you guys continuing to support me with that. And it means the world to me. So a heartfelt thank you very much to you. And if you have used my link, I appreciate it so very much. And it's what keeps me going on here, and what keeps me motivated to, you know, keep going with my videos. Because you guys know at the beginning of the year, it was kind of like a low time for me. And even now, like, you know, I go through highs and lows. And, you know, my last video of one of my last videos where I shared my weight, you know, that is very vulnerable. Like these videos that other people share with their weight loss journeys, you have no idea how hard it is to put a video out there like that. You know, think about yourself. If you started a YouTube channel and you had to share all of that, the weight gain, and, you know, the puffier face and the chubbier face and all of these things, like, it's really hard on a person. And I know you guys understand, and I appreciate you guys so much for so many things other than just using my code. But I appreciate it so much for you guys being there. But I am almost getting into town, so I will record what I can. We'll see what I record, if I even record anything. But I just wanted to put this video out there, and, you know, to sit back and let you realize, like, the little things in life that maybe you don't appreciate that often. And I am guilty of it as well. Like, there is many things, you know, that some days just mean more to me than other days. Other days I don't even think about things or appreciate things, the little things in life. But it's so important, I feel like, for mental health, to sit back and really appreciate those little things, because that's what keeps you going in life. You know, like today when I was working earlier today, and I honestly was like so caught up in work and had to catch up, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't even want to go to golf. And then I'm like, why am I even saying that? Why am I saying that? I am so grateful that these girls asked me, and I'm not the type to call last minute or message in an hour before it starts to say, look, I'm just not up to feeling it. Like, these ladies went out of their way to ask me to spend time with them. And, you know, you have to realize the little things in life. And not only that, I'll be honest with you, I'll be 100% honest, is I haven't seen a couple of those girls in probably a couple years, actually. And we're all friends on this team. It's just they're not people that I would go for coffee with. You know, they're at different stages in their life. Let's put it that way. And I haven't seen them in a year or two. And I'm really worried on how they're going to, like, react to, like, my weight gain. Like, altered because I've gained weight. And I'm really, like, not nervous, because nobody has ever, like, bluntly said out to me, you know, oh my gosh, you've gained like 30 pounds. You know, nobody has ever said that to my face. I'm sure they probably think it. But, you know, that was one reason why I was contemplating as well for not going. And I'm like, I cannot let that stop my life. Like, no, I refuse. So, you know, I was really nervous about that. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't even care anymore. I really don't even care anymore. And it's my life, and it's what happened, so be it. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm in town now, and I will definitely keep you guys posted and see if I record anything while I'm golfing. I'm just at the grocery store. I need to pick up just literally 2 things for the week, rice and laundry detergent. But I was gonna pick up some blueberries because there is an overnight oats recipe, and I want to top it with blueberries and coconut. You know what, I think maybe I'll get frozen, but I just wanted to let you know the price here in Canada, I'm going to use an example, is the blueberries. They come in a 1 pint container, and they are $6.50 for 1 pint of blueberries. Ridiculous. So I think actually I'm going to buy some frozen ones. Oh, the whole thing is that I'm golfing right now, though. Like, after I leave here, I might have to pick them up on the way home. Dang it. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. Trying to find rice, and I walked by it twice. But I think I'm just gonna get a small rice because it's only Jimmy and I, and we don't go through it as much as we used to. So for example, this is the minute race. This is the only kind that we get. And this is, I don't even know, oh, 700 grams. And it is on sale, 2 for $11. So what would that be, like $5.50 each? $5.50 each if you're comparing prices. If you would have watched my last video, would have been when we went down to the States. There was so many differences. Make sure you go back and check that video out. It's such a good one. Also, if you would have watched that video, I'm still on the hunt for sriracha. And there is some here, but I can't find the brand that we normally have. But they do have this kind. It's not the kind that we normally get, but $7.49 for that, which isn't very big. But I'm still on the lookout for the brand that we get. I can't remember the brand, but it's the most popular sriracha that you find. So another thing, if you would have watched my video, I was talking about all the varieties of the US. So I'm in the, this is the international section right now. Like they have a whole bunch of British stuff here. And then this is all American, I'm guessing. Like this is all the flavors that I've seen in America. So it's funny, but look at the price of them. $10 for a pack, $13 for a pack. This sounds really gross to me, like an Eggo Pop-Tart. And then hot fudge sundae, $13 Canadian funds. So I'm not desperate to try them. I would have gotten them in the States if I did. I'm not a huge Pop-Tart fan anyways, but it's so funny that I literally recorded a video talking about all the varieties, and now here they are. All right, I'm gonna take you through a little, okay, oh, here. This is what we have for Pop-Tarts. We have chocolate s'more, strawberry, and then the raspberry. That's it. That's all we have for Pop-Tarts. That's the only flavors that you can get. I'm gonna go over to the Oreos to show you guys. I forgot to mention that we have the golden Oreos as well. And oh, we have mint now. We have mint. We have, actually, there's a few flavors here that are new. Oh, cinnamon bun we've had before. The chocolate ones we've had before. And the birthday cake we've had before, sorry. But we have, so let's start over. There's the thins. Then we do have the cinnamon bun, dark chocolate birthday cake, the regular Oreos, and then the double stuffed Oreos, and then the mint, and then just the golden ones, which is like one size. But that's all we have for the different kind of Oreos. Like it's so weird. Like just anything that you look here, there's tons of varieties in the States. So Chips Ahoy, we only have 2 kinds of Chips Ahoy here. There's like the regular and the rainbow. That's it. You know, so it's just really funny that, you know, how many different kinds of stuff that they have in the States compared to Canada. I'm sure probably nobody in the States would even realize that, to be honest. But when you're just used to it here in Canada, like it's no different. And I'm sure that's probably how it feels for you guys in the States. You're like, it's no different. It is what it is. All right, I gotta find the laundry detergent next. Groceries are all done. We only needed a couple things. So I'm just gonna pay for this and head to golf. All right, this is the golfing course. It is actually one of the most beautiful golf courses in Medicine Hat that I would say. I've been to all of them, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. It is the Medicine Hat Golf and Country Club, and it is perfect. The greens are always super nice. The fairway is well maintained, and I absolutely love it here. So let's go find our friends and check in. It is absolutely a gorgeous day here today. It's 25 degrees Celsius, which for me is like perfect temperature. Anything that's over like 35 degrees Celsius, which it does get in the summertime here, it's just way too hot for me to enjoy golf. Like I said, I'm not a big heat person because of my eczema. Let's see if the girls are here. All right, so I think I'm late because I can't find any of the girls, so I just grabbed a cart. At least I know like what I need to do for this, but oh my gosh, I hate this feeling of like being late and not knowing where everybody is. It is like my pet peeve. I should have been here way earlier just to be on top of things, but it is what it is. I was also gonna say, at least I know the golf course as well, because the one thing with League, hopefully you can hear me, sorry. The one thing with League is it starts on a different hole every week. They changed their team number as well. So I was like right out to lunch. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am right confused. I am at the right hole, and usually there's 2 teams that tee off at every hole, and there's nobody here. So I'm hoping that they're on their way, and I'm hoping, because they usually walk, and you guys know me with heat, I just cannot walk because I sweat too much. I can walk, but I get too sweaty. Oh my gosh, I hope they show up, and I hope I'm here right. Like, I have no contact information. It is now a couple minutes after 6, and tee-off time is 6 o'clock. And there is nobody here still. Like, I have no idea what is going on. Like, this is horrible. I don't have anybody's information. I guess I could message them on Facebook. The nail lady, I have her as a, like, I text her all the time. I text her and there's no answer. I'm gonna maybe send a message to them in Messenger. This is so funny. So they actually canceled. Here I am. I'm on the golf course. I actually was so prepared for golf tonight, but that's okay. It's so funny because that's what this whole video is kind of like. I got to take off my glove. That's what this whole video was based off of, was like tonight's golfing, and now I'm not golfing. So I'm gonna go back to and return the cart, and I don't know, I guess go home. This sucks. All right, I'm back in my car, and it's 6:15, so I'm just gonna go back to the grocery store and grab frozen blueberries and then head back home. I needed to come into town anyways because I needed a few groceries for the week, so it's no big deal. Totally just miscommunication because I guess 2 of them are sick and the other 2 couldn't make it, so they ended up just canceling the whole thing. So just a miscommunication. I get it. I'm not on the regular team, so just forgot to inform me. Like I said, no hard feelings. I'll be back on the 20th, so I'm looking forward to that. I did message one of the other ladies, and she was one of them that were sick. So she had informed me, you know, sorry to make you come into town, but I said it was no big deal. But I will be seeing her on the 20th, and I will be riding with her as well, too. So it was just a confusion of a night. Even getting there, I was like, this is so weird that nobody is here on the team, and I should have clued in then, but I didn't. So that is it for today's video. You know what? This was just fun fact. I got stood up, you guys. I got stood up. But it was fun. It was still a good chat with you guys, and it's something that I've never talked about, but it's one thing I do like to keep active. Like, I'm not a runner, I'm not, you know, hardcore into sports, but I do love them for a leisurely thing. So I definitely love to get back into golfing, and I love walking. Walking is my thing now. But that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.